Hi guys, it's Silverette again with another episode of the Let's Play Park, and yeah, this is something special. I am doing a time-lapse, and I'm actually doing commentary at the same time. And actually, I've been planning to do this for a very long time, but I'll give the story since that building will just build itself in the background. But it's also shout out to Shadowwolf TV 5000 for ninjaing me on this thing. But anyway, I talked about this thing earlier where I had like people who wanted time lapses and people wanted commentary, and I was like, yeah, I can't cater to all of you, so I'll just kind of do both sometimes. But then I figured I've got some recorded material, I might as well put it all into Sony Vegas, put it into one very fast time lapse, and then do commentary over that. So that's what I'm doing right now, and just building that stupid building over there, just adding that little thing which pretty much took an entire episode last time, because this time lapse is pretty fast. But yeah, it's just some medieval / alpine stuff. I felt like I wanted to add loads of buildings on Flugel der Freiheit's entire rocky thing I had going on there, since the thing with this ride was to imitate that feeling in Attack on Titan. You've got these 3D maneuver gears, which they use to fly around buildings and stuff like that, and have epic battle scenes and everything. The animation was gorgeous in that, and like kind of imitate that feeling and idea with this ride. Have the ride like go in between these buildings, do all kinds of curves and fly around these things, have some scenery interaction. That's basically what I was going for. And yeah, with this tower it just turned out that I could use gears and stick them on this tower and make it look steampunk, because obviously that actually annoys some people I know. I've been talking to Heth, and he was like, yeah, you should not do that, and I was figuring, yeah, gears and pipes make everything steampunk, so might as well. But yeah, that's one problem that comes with this park, the fact that steampunk is not just the gears and the cogs and the pipes and all the steam shit and chimneys. It's also the architecture in general. But the problem is that I was an idiot, a total idiot, went into this park thinking, you know what, I can do everything. I'm just going to make a medieval alpine steampunk park. Well, not realizing, well, of course it's kind of realizing, but not realizing that that would make no friggin' sense. So now I'm here, stuck with this theme that nobody has ever done before, with good reasons. And yeah, so now I'm struggling with this terraforming. It's terraforming, which is absolutely annoying in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. Trying to make a little restaurant that looks somewhat decent, and trying to kind of get into that old style again, where it's more medieval than the part of Flugel der Freiheit, since I basically wanted to kind of mix it up a little, have different park sections with different kinds of theming. It would all be the same general sense of steampunky medieval stuff, but in different ways, and using different sets and different objects along the way. So the entrance part is very castle-ish, many castles, and same goes for the restaurant that I'm working on right now. A lot of station gyms, castle sets, since I figured that would work out with Ralphie's medieval sets. And this restaurant's just going to be a very simple restaurant, mainly. It's just going to be about that little building over there. And then, you know, it would just be some medieval stuff over here. And then the Flugel der Freiheits parts had more of those alpine-ish buildings, since it was on a rock and supposed to be somewhat more, well, on a higher elevation basically. And then what I want to try to do with the inverts that I'm building is actually do the same thing as I did with the free fly coaster, but with some other colors and other kinds of textures. And when it comes to this restaurant, it's just basically the same style as, well, style, holy fucking shit, I should not voice crack like that, but it's basically the same kind of style as the rest of the entrance plaza, with that fountain in the middle and just all of those castles around it. So it's the same deal, very, in a sense, unoriginal. This is something that many people have done before. I just figured that the steampunky is an element that could add to it, so that's why I added those 0Gs, little trims and pillars and iron stuff. But after all, it's still a castle, and you have random towers random roofs, everything that comes with a medieval castle, and it's been done so many times before in RCT3. It's been done till death basically, so I just wanted to do something else, but it didn't quite come out that great, so that kind of sucked. But this restaurant's looking kind of decent, but still kind of meh. And I'm gonna have to work on the interiors at some point, because I didn't feel like doing that this time. Because the interiors is stupid, I don't like doing them. But I should at some point. And then I just add some base walls and some of those arches from well, Silverette steampunk stuff, because it needs to be at least somewhat steampunkish, so might as well add some copper stuff to kind of make it seem like it's actual steampunk, which it kind of isn't. But I guess that's a decent addition to the plaza, so I guess I'll just keep that. And now having to mess around with those conforming fences is never really fun, because I hate it when you've got fence sets. Like, it's very flexible, but you've got those fence sets where you actually post like the wooden things first and then have the posts, and that's flexible, but it takes a lot of time. And these alpha paths are great, but you can see me struggling over here because obviously there are no pieces for that specific thing, no straight to diagonal pieces. And I think there's going to be some more struggling with me with that hollow stand. Yeah, I actually did struggle with that. I cut it out, I think. At some point I've really had major problems with that set. Also deleting all of those lights because they look like poop basically, and replacing them with those because they're just a little bit more subtle and less out there. I still feel like it's so hard when you've got a path that's kind of sloped like this one, because not all of the sets conform. It's really hard to add anything. You can't really add normal planters. It's hard to add buildings to it. It's very hard to kind of make that look less boring. But yeah, I think in general, yeah, this is I think the part. Yeah, here's the part where I had no clue how to use this set. Just endless crawling around that thing. I still need to. It'd be great if somebody who actually knew something about this set, Station Gym Junior's random things, who actually knew about that set. So like, I don't know, I feel like there needs to be a cart or something underneath here, but I totally missed the point of that, so just place a stupid Disney thing over there. Might as well do that. And I have no idea why the railings on the top spin were visible over there. And now it's time for some more planters, because basically, if your paths look boring, just add a lot of planters to them and they probably look decent at some point. And put loads of nice flowers in them, because I like flowers. I'm not even kidding. I like flowers. I like doing flowers. Just scrolling through those things and making nice little flower patches. I don't know why, but I just like doing that. And of course I'm just gonna add some small foliage in the middle of that planter thing. And speaking of flowers, this is one big flower fest over here. It's going to be loads of space for flowers. So adding that along the sides, small ones and some bigger ones. That's basically how you should build it up. The smallest flowers should be next to the path, and then if you want to have more flowers further away from the path, you can always use some larger ones, but it makes no sense to have smaller ones away from the path because you won't be able to really see them. So that's why I'm trying to get the high ones in the back. Also, make sure that your flowers are next to paths, because people need to maintain that stuff. Realistically speaking, flowers far away from paths make no sense unless they're wildflowers. And just some hedges, just because I want more small foliage. It's always a very important thing if you want to spice it up a little. But anyway, thanks for watching. That was about it for this episode, and until the next one.